Alright, originally this video was going to be about cancel culture, but in lieu of certain things transpiring over time, I feel that some healing needs to happen. Toxicity. Alright, so yesterday I watched the Red Table Talk where Will and Jada just sat at the red table and, you know, talked about her past discretions, I guess, even though, you know, they were separated, but I guess it was August Alsina, so it was. That is a discretion in itself, so. You know, watching it, you know, I was just taking what I was seeing, and it was just this one part right here that kind of made me just see the word toxic.
I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship.
Like, what does who chooses the word entanglement to describe the situation? They expect, like, I meant entanglement. Like, nobody knows what that means or no kind. This is like the first time in human history that the word entanglement has been attached to the situation, which is honestly one of the most historical moments to happen in 2020. And it's just like, when I saw that, I was like, it just reminded me of just how toxic people always tend to try to like mask and, you know, throw their, you know, toxic ways behind big words and, you know, just anything to mask the accountability of transparency, you know? And let me be clear, this video isn't about, you know, I'm not about to be judging Will and Jada for their marriage, because on one hand, like, I really didn't need to know all this. Like, nobody really needed to know this, but I guess, you know, once you get in the limelight and rumors start happening, you have a platform where you talk about everything else, you might as well talk about this since, you know, you're in the limelight. And on top of that, I'm a fan of the Smiths. Like, more so, I'm like a fan. I've always been a fan of Will Smith since I could remember. Like, my list of heroes go Spider-Man, Batman, Goku, Barack Obama, Will Smith, and Lawrence from Insecure. Like, that's my starting six right there. And I don't know their marriage. I don't know what happens behind the scenes. I ain't even calling Jada toxic because I don't know them. I don't know them. Like, we live in a time where people are so attached to celebrities that they feel like they're entitled to know about their personal lives, like they know all the details, when a lot of y'all don't even know all the details what happened in your own relationship. So it's kind of like, honestly, we all know a toxic person who has basically been doing you wrong for the longest amount of time. But the thing is, they refuse to take accountability for what they are doing. For some reason, in their mind, they are the hero in this story, and all the people around them who they have issues with are the people that are bringing them down. Like, there's no objectivity in a toxic person. A toxic person can't really empathize. And the worst part is, a toxic person really is like a silent killer or something, because you don't really notice that they're toxic until you see a recurring pattern of their actions and just how that makes you feel. Now, have you ever met somebody who doesn't really have that many friends, and then when you hang out with them, everything's fine until they get comfortable? Like, when a toxic person gets comfortable, they get comfortable. Like, they'll make up any excuse to why they're in the right. They'll speak to you any kind of way. And on top of that, they feel like, you know, they can say this to you because they feel entitled to this unmeasurable amount of loyalty that they feel they just deserve from people. Because they are straight up sociopaths. Like, think of all the people in your life that can be toxic. Like, think about, like, just, if I could just name somebody. Look at Melanie and Derwin from The Game. Toxic. Look at Kelly and Ryan from The Office. Toxic. Look at 50 Cent. Hell, look at Future's Twitter page. Like, these are all the characteristics you need of a functioning sociopath in this day and age. And that's why toxic people need to be treated badly and cut out of your life in the most harshest ways. Of course, you know, don't kill them, you know, like ghost them or something, but you get my point. And you always wonder why people put up with toxic people and allow them in their lives. And mainly it's due to the fact that they feel, and like I said, a loyalty to that person. That person is so deep rooted into their lives at a point, it can get to a point where, you know, you feel like you just need to keep them around just because y'all made it this far. And to that I say history means nothing. Like Stringer Bell and Avon were homeboys since they were children, and they still ended up turning on each other. Watch The Wire so I can talk about it to somebody. Just because you've known a person for so long and y'all have years in history together does not mean they are supposed to be in your life. And that goes for friends and family. Like, just because we share the same blood does not mean I gotta put up with your bull until the end of days. Like, it just doesn't. Moral of the story is, cut toxic people out your life. August Alsina talks too much to have this type of hair. And for those of you who are clowning Will and Jada for saying bad marriage for life, some of y'all in bad relationships and don't want to admit it. So at least they can admit it. Like, some of y'all are in some bad relationships, but you know, that's a story video for another day. Whatever.
Oh. Boo! Holy crap.
What an idiot.
Ma'am, you are toxic. You are toxic.
Hey.
Kelly.
Okay.
I have a few things to say to you. And please don't interrupt.
I wasn't going to interrupt.
Yeah, but you do a lot, so just don't. Thank you.